I am doing what will probably be my last run before the rock and roll half. I've just come upon the staging area for all the stuff, all the bananas and Gatorade and granola bars and stuff. I'm down behind the convention center, so it's good. I was out here running thinking, I really miss my running partner. I'm kind of sad, and this was just a fun little jolt to be like, hey man, regardless, it's still coming. I'm gonna try and do 5 this morning, just get a consistent 5 in and call it good. I think it's a little I feel like I should do a bigger one, but I think if I do, if I were to come out and do an 8 or a 9 today, I might be sore for Sunday, and I don't know if that's a good idea. That's what I'm gonna do, I guess. It's a gorgeous morning. No clouds, the moon is 3/4 up and beautiful. The sun's coming up, so getting a little of that Chris Bertoni moment where, oh God, I have to tell you that story at some point. I mean, long story short, I had a professor in grad school. We went to the beach one morning to try and have this moment where the full moon was setting and the sun was coming up. It was just that moment where you're sort of locked in between the moon and the sun, just feeling like sort of a celestial being. And I don't know how better to describe it, but her name was Chris Bertoni. So anytime that happens, like over there the sun's coming up, over there and the moon's going down, I always feel like, oh, it's a Chris Bertoni moment, where I just think really fondly on that class, and the things we learn have stayed with me more than a lot of classes I've taken. At these moments I appreciate her, and I miss that class. All right, so I'm gonna get back to it. Just want to say good morning. Oh, wait, hold on, let me show you these trees. I know the selfie camera kind of sucks, but they are spectacular with the raking early morning light. So I'm glad to be here. I hope you're having a great day, and I will catch up with you later. It was a good run this morning. A little over 5. Oh, let me stop for the dog, I'll be back. Try this again. It is a gorgeous San Diego morning. The run was good. I did 5 miles and I feel good about it. I am nervous going into the half marathon. 1, because I don't feel like I've prepared enough. And 2, because I miss my running partner. The more, we've trained for months and we're used to each other's rhythms and patterns. And part of what made the last half marathon was so good was running it with her and enjoying it. And oh, no. God, she likes dead things. Not my partner, the dog. It was the experience of running it and seeing the ocean and passing each mile marker and be like, oh wow, we're already to 6. Oh, we're already to 7. And now I'm gonna be alone in that, and that is not as much fun. And I half wonder if I will out loud say those things like, oh, here we are at 7. Like, well, I sort of keep a vigil for her because I know she wants to be running it with me and she can't. It'll be a strange experience. I'm sure it'll be fine, but in anticipation of it, I'm a little sad. I love living here. I love the airplanes. It's so cool. Oh, it's God, this is always a trippy day. Today's our Powder Puff pep rally, and we never had that in my high school. So my first year teaching here, if you don't know what it is, everyone dresses in drag. So the boys get very made up, and the girls tend to dress more masculinely. And the girl thing's not weird, but my first year here, when I went to school that day and the boys all came in heavily made up drag, I was just like, what the? But I kind of love it because they just take ownership of it. And I don't know, I feel like anytime something a little non-normative can happen and the collective whole embraces it, it can only mean good things, right? Like going forward in life, if, they'd be like, oh yeah, I wore makeup one time. It's not that weird if people want to do it all the time. It's probably lofty thinking, but it can't hurt in terms of breeding understanding and acceptance of people who might be different than you are. And I kind of love that. So maybe I'm reading too much into a pep rally, but whatever. We gotta look for the silver linings. I'm gonna take this little furry creature inside, give her some food, and get me to school. Have a great day. I will see you later. 2 weeks left. How crazy is that for us? It's kind of wild that I only have 2 weeks of school left. There's so much to be done, and 2 weeks. 2 weeks and then I don't know what. 2 weeks and then summer break, which should be wildly peaceful and exciting, but I'm nervous about because I don't know how to spend my time. And I think what really sucks is, the biggest issue is, I can find ways to spend my time. I don't know what money's gonna look like. In the past, because I don't get paid in the month of July, so the paycheck I get at the end of June has to last for 2 months. And when you're married, it's pretty easy to be like, all right, we'll do this, we'll move this around, blah, blah, blah. But now it's all on me, and my paycheck isn't huge. So what creative outlets can I get into? Like, what can I do on a budget that will take up a lot of my time and make me feel fulfilled and creative and not depressed as hell? I don't know. when you don't have cash to spend, you start thinking about like that adage about money can't buy happiness. I do feel like if I had money, I'd be not that I'd be happier, but I would feel more secure. I would feel less worried. And I'm certainly not complaining. I'm so grateful to have a job. I'm so grateful for everything, but I am nervous. And this union thing makes me nervous, and just the uncertainty of it all makes me nervous. So I don't know. It'll take some creative thinking. So it's a whole nother week wrapped up. Can you believe how fast it went? Well, I guess it was only 4 days this week, and Monday was kind of angsty. Monday was definitely a tough day. Even though I didn't have work, too much time on my hands, too much time being alone. Hey, how are you? It's good to see you. I don't honestly know if I'm happy or sad. The rhythm of the week has been good. I've been enjoying working with people and completing projects or getting closer to the end on projects. It fills me with a bit of satisfaction because we've spent 2 months or so just working on the bits and pieces that will go together, and with the belief that it will become a thing. And now as the bits and pieces are becoming things, it's great. It's really exciting to see the fruits of everybody's labor. And I don't really like that term. I'd rather just say it's cool to see all the parts become things, to see what people designed become the things they wanted them to be. You know, and now it's about excellence and detail and people being proud of what they've ultimately accomplished. And I had a kid call me out today, and it was great. You know, because I have the kids stop using machines about 3 weeks before the end of school. He just had this moment where he was like, oh, I know why you stop, you won't let people use machines. He said, because they'll get panicked and rush and get hurt. And I was like, ha ha, you got it. Yep. And it's true. Even still, I had somebody cut themselves with the chisel today, and it's like, oh, come on, man, be careful. But that's what I've learned so far. There will always be last minute people, and I'm one of the, I'm a last minute person. I just am, and I'm trying to be better about it. And I'm a functional last minute person, but some people just need that looming, dooming, impending deadline to get them in gear. And I'm trying to keep those people as safe as possible. Got therapy today, and I'm so excited. Some weeks going into therapy, I feel like, oh, so much crap has happened. I need to talk about it. And last week I was in a really happy place because I had people I liked and people I wanted to meet up with. Like there was a lot of hope. And today I'm fine-ish. I'm still a little heartbroken, and I had a really tough Monday. But I'm not going to walk into the office and be like, oh my God, I have to tell you. Whoa, big plane just came in. Whoa. Also, Tom Cruise is on the island. Apparently they're filming parts of Top Gun 2 out here, and people have been Snapchatting me like these distant fuzzy images. Like there's a tiny, tiny little speck, and they're like, that's Tom Cruise. And I'm like, neat. It's like a pinprick. Crap, I lost my train of thought. Oh, so just going to therapy today, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have an agenda. I don't have a pressing problem I need fixed. I don't know what therapy's like. This is the first time I've ever gone to therapy. Does she have this bag of tricks or things? Sort of like, hey, now that we've sort of leveled out and you're not in a bad way every week, now we can start to work on this stuff. I don't know. But I'm really looking forward to catching up with her and talking. It's strange to have a person you talk to once a week for an hour who you are completely open and honest with. There's no judgment. I will say anything to her because it's going to go no further than that office. And it's an utterly safe space. She's watching out for my best interests. And the more I reveal of myself to her, the better she knows me and the more helpful she can be. So why wouldn't you be wide open? It's really wonderful. I'm so grateful that I get to do this for a bit. Truly grateful. If I didn't have this, it would be so much harder because she's advocating for me. There's no other agenda. And I'm well aware of people that I talk to, particularly friends that know both her and me. It could be awkward for them because they don't want to tell me something they know about her, and it's awkward I have to sort of bite my tongue because I don't want to say something and either reveal something about myself that they could potentially tell her or put them in an awkward position. It's sticky. So this is 1 hour of the week where I can just have an absolutely free conversation, and it's wonderful. I need to get home and change and go up there and be ready and get my head together. So I hope your Friday is going well. It is weird, again, the time thing. I wish, I wish this was more current. I wish my Friday and your Friday were the same day and not separated by weeks or months or however long it will take this to get published. But yeah, just know that my intentions are sincere. I hope you're having a good day, and I'll see you later. So I want to share something with you. This is what it's like when I drive home. I drive down the ramp and then I make a right. And what I do to not be shocked is when I get to this point, not knowing if the white car is here, I'll say white car, white car, white car, white car, white car, look right. Hey, there's no white car today. And I feel okay. That's how I come home every day. Because I never know if she's gonna be parked here or not. Not that she has a reason to park here. She doesn't live here. She doesn't have a key to here. She certainly has enough money to park at work, but sometimes she still parks here and I don't know why. Is it to save money? Or is it to screw with me? I don't know. That's how I come home every day. Every time I come home, I drive down that ramp and look right, just in case she might be here. That's what it looks like. I just got out of therapy and it was wonderful. Every week it's great. Today was particularly good because she told me she thought I was progressing, or that I am progressing. No beating around the bush, that I'm making progress, that I'm doing really well. And I still don't know if I am. I trust her because she's really good. I brought up the fact that I'm still nervous about when I have to see her again, capital her, and what it will be like and how it might level and flatten me and how it might affect me negatively. We talked about what my process has been and how present I am and how mindful I've been through the whole thing. And she feels like I'm doing good. And to get that sort of pat on the head or pat on the back from somebody I've been really open with, it's really nice. And she was very curious about my week when I had drinks with and how that went and what I learned. And I told her about having lunch with and how that was, and what came out of that and what I realized, and that it was still a good step. We talked about the impulse or the inclination to think that if I just had a girlfriend, or if I was dating someone, I'd at least feel better because then she and I would be more symmetrical. I think I want that because I compare myself to her and my situation to her situation. And it would be more balanced if I had the same thing that she had. And what I know, but is worth mentioning, is I need to stop comparing myself to her. There's no point in that. She's having a very different experience than I am. But that's hard. It's hard to just focus on me and stop thinking about her and comparing her and I. So I'll put work into that. It'll be hard, but I think it would do me well to stop doing that. Greg and I had talked about getting drinks tonight, but he doesn't seem to have followed up, so I don't know if that's going to happen. But if it doesn't, I'm going to work on painting things, and I'm really, really excited to try a couple different experiments. And somebody today who saw my video said that if I did bigger ones, they would be interested in buying one. So how flippin' cool is that? So if there was ever a reason to practice and go bigger, it's because somebody I know thought it would be cool to buy something I did. Inspiration enough. Somebody hooked me up with canvases. Somebody is potentially interested in buying something. Crazy. So let's go make stuff that doesn't suck, huh? This is why I'm nervous for summer. I get home from my errands, I went to therapy and got dog food and got froyo. I didn't know what to have for dinner. Really simple. What do I want to eat for dinner? I can do anything I want. I'm by myself. It's Friday night. And I sat in a chair by the window just looking out at the city, and I couldn't decide. I sat literally for 20 minutes just trying to be like, should I go get ramen? Should I just walk around Little Italy? Should I walk around the Gap? I don't know. And that kind of indecisiveness coupled with, I have nothing to do. I just have time tonight. That is my undoing. That is what will send me into some kind of funky, sad spiral. I don't know how to deal with that yet because I can't go out to dinner every night. I can't afford that, even if the places are cheap. We're almost 3 months into this thing. I just don't, I love cooking, but I don't love cooking right now. I just don't feel like cooking. I don't want to cook for just me. It just feels sad, to go grocery shopping and make a whole meal just for me. And I have friends who disagree with that. I have friends who love cooking for themselves. I need to get into that mindset, I guess, because I love experimenting, I love food, I love ingredients, but it all just seems pointless. I don't care. But I mean, takeout all the time is bad, even if it's healthy. It's just kind of expensive and a waste. Friday night, people are starting, well, They're not drunk yet. I think we have a lot of tourists in town who are just driving dumbly. I'll need to be careful on my walk home for sure. I know I need to change some of the things I'm doing. I don't know how to do that. You know, how do you make yourself be interested in something? How do you make yourself enjoy something you don't want to do it? I don't want to cook for myself, but I should enjoy it. How do you do that? Hey, that went pretty well. I took myself out to Queenstown. She wanted to seat me at a particular table and I told her that that looked like a sad table. Could I sit somewhere else? So she was like, okay. So I got sat at a normal table. I listened to basic couples have pretty basic conversations that were like so boring. And then I listened to another couple talk about themselves the whole time. Like, I don't know if this is what dating's like or what, but he just talked about himself and promoted himself. And then finally she got bored and she started talking about herself. They didn't ask each other questions. They just, he's just like, I was on ski patrol, I did this, I did that, I did this. And I was like, all right, dude, it's not an interesting story. There's no connections here. You're just talking about when you did ski patrol. Like, and then she was a doctor, so she started talking about times when she's been on airplanes and they ask if there's a doctor aboard, which was kind of an interesting story. But then I wondered, like, is this a first date? Is that her, like, go-to story? Does she tell the doctor on a plane story to make her seem more interesting? And then on a good date, somebody would be like, that's so interesting, tell me more. It is a good story. It's a great way to let someone know you're interesting and skilled and in demand. It's also really easy to follow that story up with questions and learn more about the person. And he was totally not doing it. He just talked about how ski patrol people can't pronounce people dead, so they'll do compressions on bodies they find, even if they've been frozen for a couple days. And it's like, if nobody asks the other person questions, you're just trading anecdotes back and forth. Some people function like that, I guess. Your relationship is anecdote trading. You tell me a story, and then your story reminds me of my story. So then I tell my story, and then my story reminds you of another story. And I don't know, maybe that works. I'm just way more interested in people. Had I walked, I would have been killed by that car. Awesome. That would have been a bad Friday. What I know is that when I get to meet someone new or go out with someone new, I'm gonna wanna know about them. And hopefully they'll wanna know about me, and it won't just be this back and forth volley of anecdotes that make you look better. But I don't know, maybe that's what people do. I've also been thinking about the process of taking control back, or taking power back, or reclaiming things that were ours and now have to be mine. Oh dear, shouty homeless people. And it's sort of like the Mexican restaurant that we went to so many times. And when I went out last week, it was hard to go there by myself. It was awkward because that was our place. But I did it and I had that great conversation with the owner, and now it's not hard to go there anymore. Now it's my place. Is it completely my place? No, probably not, but the awkwardness of that initial like going to is over. And that's really what I'm working on, is taking all the things that were ours and instead of treating them as off limits, I'm just now making them mine. I think there's power in that. It's awkward and it's hard sometimes, but I don't want to live here in the city by myself and have all these taboo places like, oh, I can't go there because it was ours, or I can't go there because it was special to us. So I'm just gonna keep knocking them off the list. A big one for me will be, I need to go to happy hour at Mr. A's because I love that restaurant. That's where we had our rehearsal dinner. So it's a really special place to me and to us. I need to remove that taboo or that off-limitsness from it because it's just a great place and I don't want to not go there because of history. Hopefully in the next couple weeks, it's a special place to go for drinks, so hopefully I can get someone to go to happy hour with me there. You know, where you get a little bit more dressed up and you look nice and you go for drinks overlooking the city. So, all right, I'm going up a hill and I don't want you to see me totally panting and out of breath, so I will catch you later. Bye.